So hi folks, what we're looking at here is an indicator to do your calculations for you when you're trading, freeing up your mind and enable you to stay in the zone for trading, focusing on trading strategy and good technical entry and not having to sidetrack yourself through making uh, risk calculations on how much you need to trade per pip, allowing you to set your clearance and spread beforehand and simply see the amount on the page and put it into your trade ticket. So I'll just highlight the area that we're looking at, as obvious as it is to me, may not be to some. And here we have this area here, which has given us the figures that we require. What this does for your trading really is that it streamlines it and that enables you to just focus on the trade and good technical entry, not having to do any calculation whatsoever, unless you've got a strategy that involves something else. I'll talk through how we can aid your trading very quickly as I'm talking through it. So you have CC for current candle. So this gives you the current candle, how much you would have to trade. Now that's dynamic, so you wouldn't normally refer to that, but you might do. That's per pip, PP, and the stop is 6.5 currently. That's with your clearance and your spread. The prior candle, so that's this candle, would be £16.67. Now that could be euros, it could be dollars, doesn't really matter. It's just your amount per pip. Okay, and your stop is 12, so it's high to low is 10, and then the clearance with the spread I've got is 2, so it comes to 12. And then we have a candle range of 20 candles, which has a stop of 42. So the amount that you're trading is £4.71 for the amount I've got in there currently, or euros or dollar or whatever. So I'll just show you the configuration window. So configure, could have just added indicator. And then you have candles per pip and range. And this is your configuration window. Now, if I was adding this, I'll just add it to the chart so you can see what the process is. So I go to price. I could just click on add indicator, but I'll go to configure and I'll add indicator. And then I want candles per pip and range. Okay. Now the default that it comes up with is 10 candles in the range. It depends what you're looking at in terms of the trade at the time. But you can change that to any amount of candles at all. And stop is 151 for 100 candles, and so on and so forth. Okay. Go back to 10. Let's put it back to 20 actually. Okay. Now, sometimes the indicator will be overpriced. So I've included an X offset and a Y offset. That's label as offset X and label offset Y. So if I click on them, I can shift it to the left or right accordingly. Move it away from price action or whatever might be there. Or just for aesthetics, doesn't really matter. The Y offset, if I click on that, is a decimal to give you more gradual control over the spacing. Okay. It might be something in the way, it might be a line you want to get out of the way of the figures and so forth. But generally speaking, what I do is I set it and leave it as it is so that I can easily see the figures right next to price action. It will move with the chart with wherever price is. So what we have here is the spread on DAX is currently 2. So this is evening time. So I do have a preset here. So here are my current spread and clearance is 2, so that wouldn't be any good because I don't have any clearance. So I would want to, if I wanted a sort of 0.8 clearance there, I would just put in 0.8 there. And then I've got my label offset. I've got my risk amount, which is, well, let's put in something where you can put larger ranges in, 200. Yeah. And then, oopsies. And then the what you want to do then is add the configuration. So you click on the plus, and then you give it a name. So you would say 2 minutes DAX evening. It's also unknown because it's the same in the morning between 7 and 8, and then click on add. Okay, I save that as 1 because I've already got one called that. Okay, so just go back to the other one. So I'll bring up the prior one saved, evening and morn, and put it actually to my risk, and then click on save. I'll just increase my offset there. You will find that when you spread the charts around, the spacing changes a little. So it depends how you have your chart settings, which is why I've enabled the X and Y offset. Okay. So we have the spread and the clearance. And what you do then, you can see here, for instance, I've got the DAX overnight, which is 4 pips. So I've got 4.8, and then the daytime, which is 1.2. So then I've got 2 pips clearance with clearance, and the morning and evening, which has 2.8. Okay. So we'll stick with the 2.8 for the moment because it's just changed to evening. And then the candles in range, it tells you here what the candles count is for the range. So candle range is 10, stop is 36.8. So if you count it back 10 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see it's from that low there to that high there. Now, if you were at this point, for instance, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that would act as a good, the high stop if you had 10 in the range there. So it would tell you what the amount was. Even if you put 20 there, you'd still have the amount that you wanted. So what this does, no matter what you put in the range, that's what it will work out for you. So if you were looking at a breakout of an area, no matter what time frame you've got it on, it will calculate your risk amount and your stop for you for either candle entries, where it gives you your current candle and your prior candle if you're looking at trend flow or other candle entry criteria, and it can also give you a range to give you the range of a number of candles if you're looking for trend line breaks, or anything else that allows you to instantly see what your amount per pip is to put into your ticket, and displays it on the chart telling you what your stop is as well. For me, I tend to just put in the amount because it saves time, especially if I'm trading on the 2-minute chart. If you've got a trend flow, for instance, let's just say you're trading, just move this out of the way, trading a trend flow. Yeah, let's just say, for instance, that we decide, it's not a good example. I decide that this is a range that I want to trade here, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so candles, depending. And then I could put my range in and decide to trade or not. Trend flow, if I decided that was a trend flow, even though it's not a particularly good example, it's actually not too bad. That would give you your current candle. For that, well, as soon as that broke, it would give you your previous candle. And you could also use your range there if you wanted the range of the two candles in order to work out what your high was based on the current candle high. Okay, so in other words, in that sort of scenario there, you could actually set your range to 2, and that would give you your risk for the last 2 candles on the range. Okay. Now it doesn't matter if you go below 2 here, no matter what you put in there, the range area will not go below a range of 2. That's a coding issue because it would crash the program. So I could have set it to 1, but there's no point. You've already got the 1 candle there, and that setting it to 2 is quite handy if you're doing trend flows. So the range can even be used for trend flows where the current candle has made a higher high, as it may have in this case. I can't quite see it with my indicator there, but it looks like it made a higher high, and the range can then tell you what the your entry is if it breaks the candle. Okay, if you're deciding to enter on that at you're in the close sort of thing. Okay then, so that's the candle risk and range risk indicator. It allows you to see directly on the chart what the current candle is in terms of risk amount per pip, what the stop is currently. It allows you to see at a glance if you're trading the prior candle, how much you need to put in the trade ticket. And what this does is really streamline your trading. It keeps you in the zone for trading. It enables you to focus on strategy and convergence of trend. You don't get sidetracked from a calculation. That then takes you out to the mindset you should be in for trading. It's just at a glance, it's there in your face. You see a setup, check the confirmations. You don't have to think about calculating something else. And that, for me anyway, that sort of personally distracts me from the job in hand. And therefore this gives you it all at a glance, as it were. And the range isn't just for ranges, as I said. You can actually use that in this sort of example as well. That's I don't know if you'll be able to see my mouse there. So in this example here, it would give you the range from there to that low, up to the point that it closed, enabling you to have plenty of time to put in your trading amount if it was sort of closing low at the end of the candle and you were wishing to enter. So it gives you a good heads up on what you need to put in. It distracts you from having to, removes the distraction from having to calculate things. And once you've set that, that's it then. Ensure that you save, file, save the template, and also save on exit. And then that ensures that all your settings are saved. You can save something on the template, but then if you close without saving, some things can get lost. Certain changes in indicators and things will get lost if you don't save on exit. Also, experience has showed me. So it's a very handy indicator for discretionary trading. It gives you the current candle, prior candle, and the candle range. And candle range you set whatever it is that you want to set. So this, if you had a range of 20 here, it would give you, and you're in this area, you wouldn't get another high there in all that range. So you could be using that high as your stop. And if your trend line is broken, you're entering. You don't have to do any calculation around that then. Okay. If you want to take this as your high, you could set your range to the last few candles. It wouldn't really matter. It's just a click of a button instead of mess around with rulers and then do a calculation. It would just give you your last few candles. Okay, so there's no limit on the range that you can put in there. It's just once you've set your risk and your templates for your presets, for the spreads and your clearance for the different times of day on whatever item you're trading, that's it. That's all you have to do. The only time you'll have to come back is to change your risk amount should you need to increase your profits by increasing the amount that you're risking from all those successful trades that you're going to be having. So, and then what this does, it just keeps you in good risk management, not having pot luck with certain amounts of money. It keeps you with accurate risk management without having to do the calculations, which can really slow you down, especially on the faster charts like the minute and 2 minutes. It puts the information on the screen in your face for you, right next to price action. So you're not having to look around the charts for where the information is. It's right there with you when you're looking at the charts. And then, for me anyway, that certainly facilitates my trading. And it's equally as facilitative in the medium to higher time frames, because you don't have to think about that calculation. I can look, even if I'm trading a range, I can say, okay, it's 200 candles. I'll put in 200 candles there. Just click outside the box. Tells me what my stop is, inclusive of clearance, and what I'm risking per pip. It's as simple as that. That's as quickly as it can be done. Okay, so that's the candle pip and range indicator, and it is invaluable to me actually. It certainly streamlines trading and allows you to maintain good risk management without having to think about it, without distracting yourself from the process of the actual trading, the strategy, assessing the strategy, and having a good technical entry. Okay, it's a very useful tool to streamline your trading processes, and certainly I find it useful, and I hope that you do too. Unrelated to this indicator, I've got a few indicators here. These are drawn on by another indicator I've developed, these trend lines, and the fractals. I don't actually have the one with the trend lines on the marketplace, but I'll leave it open with just the highs and the validations for whatever strategy you want to use. If you did wanted one with the trend lines drawn in, then you can contact me. I'd be happy to facilitate that. And have my trend convergence indicator here that allows you to overlay all the time frames up through to the monthly time frames. Or I say all the time frames, it allows you to do 1 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes hourly, 2, 3, 4 hourly, 6 hourly, 8 hourly, 12 hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly. Okay, and some interim timeframes for confirmation of the lower timeframes as well. And it displays 4 times the time frame as a confirmation of good trend convergence, and you can overlay other time frames on top of that as well. So it's a good indicator for determining change of trend, because this is actually showing trend. when the lines are flat and you have this triangulation, clearly bullish, there's no bearishness at all. And when the line shifts, you can see it's been bullish here. It's totally definitely come out of the trade here if you're not already. Likely you might have set your stop here anyway. But if it's not, it's telling you right now, come out of the trade. But that's detracting from the main indicator here. And this is invaluable for me for discretionary trading. Discretionary trading is what I like to do. I do some programming for automatic trading strategies as well. But the discretionary trading is what I enjoy. And I find this tool invaluable. So I'm sharing it with you. And I hope it helps. Okay, you take care and happy trading.